Clean up, clean up. Everybody, everywhere. Clean up, clean up. Hello friends and welcome back to She's in Her Apron. I am here today with my gorgeous husband Deric. And today we are going to share with you how we get our kids to clean, how they do their chores, how they do it perfect, and how it is done without complaining.
Yup.
Wouldn't that be something? We knew over the years you guys have had questions about the kids and chores and cleaning, and so we thought, hey, let's do this for Motivational Monday. So, welcome to Motivational Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. It's fantastic. So, okay, so I posted on Instagram if you had any questions for us that we can answer. There's a lot of questions. So, and a lot of basically the same questions just asked differently. So we're gonna cover some of these topics and hopefully we'll answer your questions.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Is that okay?
No. Yes.
So, believe it or not, I read a lot of the comments. Apparently, over the years, this has been a really touchy subject.
Like, hot topic.
We know that our kids are not perfect and we are not perfect by any means. Mm-hmm. So if you've got it all figured out, please share.
Yeah. Because
any idea that you can share can help everybody.
Yes. And do it nicely. Nicely, please. We want to make this a good discussion and a good place to share and a safe place to share. So please be respectful in the comments and respect one another. And we'd really appreciate that. So it's a learning day, yay. So
no, but seriously, please share.
Yes. Okay, so let's just back up. If you are new to our channel, we have been married 18 years and we have 4 kids ranging from
18 and a half years.
18 and a half years. And we have an almost 17-year-old in like, what, 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So we have, in 2 weeks, we'll have a 17-year-old, a 13-year-old, we have a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So believe me, we've been through it and I don't know. Let's just jump into your questions, shall we? Okay. There's a lot of the same basic questions, so hopefully we could get through some of the main points of getting your kids to clean. This question has come up quite a bit of, is there any reward system in place? And do they get allowance? Do they get paid for doing it? I know this is like a definite thing people are like, with anybody want to know. Do you pay your kids to do chores? Is there a reward system?
There is a reward.
Yeah.
You don't. No beatings. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Don't give away our secrets.
Don't beat your kids.
Awards, rewards. Well, we did when they were little, like little.
Well, we've tried the
tickets.
We've done tickets. We've done allowances, which because I didn't do anything either. Allowances. Hang on, the oven's ready for my pizza. We do set up extra chores or out of the ordinary chores that if they want to do something extra, they can earn some extra cash. But very once in a while, we'll be like, hey, especially if we have cash on us, which is rare. But if like, hey, we've got $5 on us, we need this done, whoever can do it, they get the $5. And so we do motivate a little. We'll sometimes dangle the money in front of them. But here's the thing, like, if they need anything, we're gonna get it for them. Like, you know. Necessary things.
Yeah. And if they've been good and done things without complaining or, you know, and if they need something, a new video game, or if they want to go somewhere, if they want to do something, we are more than likely going to be like, yeah, you've earned it. So that's how we kind of do things in our family. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to earn it.
They have to earn it. But I think you live here.
You eat the food.
You eat the food. You make the messes.
Use my lights.
It's part of the responsibility as a family member to clean and to help out. But just to give them an allowance, no. No, they definitely...
we stopped that.
No, but if they, like, during the summer, that's when they earn a lot, like...
Do a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, go mow lawns. Like, Jonah this year, did he tell you that he's thinking of weed whacking other people's lawns and mowing? And, like, that's how they can earn money, but not in the home. We stopped that. We're like, no, because there all of a sudden became a sense of entitlement. It was really weird.
For our kids, anyway.
Yeah, it was really weird. So we're like...
I know it works for some people,
And that's the thing, like, a lot of our tips and things, you got to think of your family and your situation. Some of these things worked with our kids and their personalities, and these might not work for you. Just so, yeah, you guys know your kids and what they'll respond to better. So, one of the questions that we got a lot was, what age do you have your kids start cleaning? Since they could be mobile. I mean, we're like with Callie, when she was little, she had a toy bin down in the family room, and we would just encourage her to put the toys away back in the box. What's that song we used to sing with the kids? Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, clean up.
So
everybody,
much fun.
Yeah, everybody do your shirt. And you would always sing so much. Yeah. So we would just like get them motivated to put their toys away. So that's where it started, was they put their toys away. And then it was make your bed. And it didn't matter, and even to this day, you guys, we would say, go make your bed. And it didn't matter what it looked like.
Make it.
Just make it. I don't care if it's not perfect, creases, like, just make your bed. And so Shaylee makes her bed.
Make it look nice.
Since she was, I don't know, maybe 4.
She's done it for years.
I mean, just getting her to be proud of making it, and it just, I never criticize how the bed looks. If they make it, fantastic.
And they've just gotten better as they've gotten older. Callie makes hers very nicely. Jonah makes his really nice.
Yeah, and Jonah has pride in making his bed now. Have you noticed? Like he's very proud of himself. It's got to
be a certain way.
Yeah, and it's his way. And I don't argue with it. If it's made, it's made. You know. But your little ones, they could put their toys away, and you know, maybe that you can hand them a cup from the dishwasher. If there's anything on their level that they could go put in. Just encourage it.
I know there's been comments before where some people have their 3-year-olds doing dishes. Bonus. Good for you. So, each kid's been a little different too.
Yeah.
Each one, we've just sort of progressed as they've gone.
And whatever they showed interest in, like Boston has shown interest in washing the dishes since he was little. So we put a chair by the sink and he would just wash. He would wash the same plate like for like 20 minutes, and we're like, whatever, he's learning to clean.
You go, bud.
Go for it. That'll be the cleanest dish. Yeah, that'll be the cleanest dish in the kitchen. What do you do when they refuse, especially the smaller ones? And there was questions like, what do you do when they refuse or mouth off? Like, what do we do?
Different for each child.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard because you have to do it by each child and how they respond to your tone and things. Like, we definitely approach the boys different than we do the girls. And even the boys are different. We approach, like, you were really good with Boston yesterday. So
what did I do yesterday?
Okay, this was really good example. Boston is 9 years old, and his room is trash right now. It is bad. And
he has got some serious attention deficit issues.
Major. And so instead of being like, go clean your room, because that overwhelms kids. That overwhelmed me, being a kid with ADHD. When my mom would say, go clean your room, I was like, like, what? And it was just so overwhelming because I didn't know where to start, or, you know.
Yeah, so you just went in there and you sort of made piles and moved things around, and
it wasn't cleaning, it was just moving things. So yesterday, Deric knew this would overwhelm Boston, and so you told him to go downstairs in his room and put away 15 things.
Yep.
We didn't care what 15 things.
And then just throughout the day, I would, hey, it's time for another 15 things. And he'd run downstairs and do 15 things so he could go back to what he was doing.
But he did come up, and when you told him the second time to go do 15 things, he had a meltdown. Like, he started crying. He didn't want to do it because he was dying to get outside.
And he sat there, you're going to make me clean 30 things?
That was so funny. And so Deric was so patient. And here's the thing. I'm not the patient one. He's the patient one. And he was so patient with him and said, you know what? After you pick up this next 15 things, you can go outside and you can go play with your friends.
But I can call you back inside at any moment to do another 15 things. So it's going to be throughout the day, we're going to get your room done, or we're going to do it spontaneously.
Yeah. He responded to that really well. And so does Shaylee.
Yeah.
Those two respond to that very well. And we didn't do that with the other two because it's just something you came up with, but that would have been great for Callie when she was little.
Jonah wouldn't have made a difference. But.
No, Jonah, no. That would not respond to Jonah at all. But teenagers, I know a lot of them have teenagers, so...
they just don't get to go hang out and do anything.
They don't get to do anything. Like electronics, nope.
Jonah will
Xbox, nope. Friends, nope.
We've got some strong-willed children, like I'm sure some of you do.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah did 2 weeks. It was last summer.
Yeah.
Didn't play with friends for 2 weeks. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah. It was like he was trying to make a point with us. And I could care less if he went out or not.
But he did clean his stuff and do his chores.
He did.
At a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that I've learned. I mean, some people, it's got to be done right now. There are circumstances where they've got to get their stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's deadlines. But if there isn't any of that, it's, well, fine, you know the consequence, so I'm going to let you have your consequence. I'm not going to force you to do something else otherwise. That way it's sort of easier for me or Kimmy to not, it's not worth stressing over.
Yeah.
Right? Consequence, it's okay, you hang out in your room for 2 weeks if you want to, but when it's done, you can come out.
We have learned this the last 2 years, especially having a strong-willed child, was learning that it's their decision and it's their consequence. So it wasn't like, it took the heat off of me as a mom, especially since, Deric works, I'm here, where it was like, okay, here are the consequences. You need to get your room done. If it's not done, here are the consequences. The choice is yours. So it took it off my back to be hounding them. Like, I said, clean your room. Why aren't you cleaning your room? Do your room. Do, and it just took the heat off me and said, so when he wouldn't do it and he lost the consequence, it basically was like, that sucks. I'm so sorry you made that decision. That sucks. So it takes the heat off of us. And it's hard because you want them to do things. And as a parent, you expect them to be like, listen to me. I'm the parent, do it. But
get it done.
But sometimes we are learning right now, and we're learning it the hard way right now with some of our kids, that sometimes you need to let go of that power as a parent and make it a learning experience for them, and that their actions do have consequences. And and in life, mom and dad aren't always going to be there to be like, get out of bed, go to work, pay your bills, and so they need to learn to be able to figure it out on their own and how they're going to do it, and learn to be responsible. But
just make sure you don't make the consequences up in an emotional moment.
Yes.
Because consequences, sometimes you put yourself in a really bad situation because the consequence you bring up, and it may be super harsh, or it may be something that's going to ruin the rest of your week.
Yeah.
But you got to stick with what you said. So good or bad, you got to stick with it and just learn from it, not do that one next time. But anyway.
Yeah, we, consequences we have, there's no electronics. They've gone the whole summer without electronics, you guys, last summer.
Well, they had them at moments.
But no, the Xbox, gone. It was hidden the whole summer. Gone.
And we just packed that up beginning this week again.
Yeah. They got it back for like 2 months, and it was gone again.
We're having problems with getting homework done, so it's...
And that was another question you guys had. How do you balance school, homework, and chores? Homework always comes first. you know. But with sports, the kids after school, they have their sports. So if there's any time in the morning where we're not running around with their heads cut off, we say, if you see anything in your zone, pick it up. And if you'd like to see our zone cleaning for our if you'd like to see our zone cleaning for our kids, click the link below.
Oh, up here in the corner.
Or up in the corner. Exactly.
Down below.
Down below or up here. So mainly during the week, their zone cleaning is getting done before bed.
And they're finally, I mean, we've been working on the zones for how long now?
A couple of years.
But they're finally catching on that, wow, if I get my zone done before I go to bed, then I don't have to worry about it much in the morning.
Yep.
After school, I can just pick up whatever's there from people eating snacks or dropping their bags or whatever, and then pick it up after dinner before you go to bed. I mean, just, it's now spot cleaning instead of I have to clean up this massive cleaning. And the kids are finally starting to catch on to that. And
2 years later, guys.
I mean, before it was always, we'd always have to, okay, round up the troops and let's clean up after the day before we go to bed. And it's a lot more clutter and stuff from the day, and they hated it. It takes so long. But now they're catching on. It just takes time.
It does take time. And one of the questions that was also on Instagram was, in the zone cleaning, what do you do when they complain, like, that's not mine, that was theirs, it's in my zone?
It still happens.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it still happens.
However, for that one, we've always meant to do this, we've always tried to do this, but we've been getting a lot better with it in the last little while. We do what we call a family council, and we do it once a month. We might start doing it twice a month.
Well, we've been doing it a little more than once a month.
We small ones here, but we've done the big sit down.
Yeah, I mean, we do a more formal one once a month, but we sit down on Sundays as a family and go, this is our week.
Yeah, to discuss the week. But family council, the kids come in and we say, okay, what's on your mind? What stuff that you've been thinking about that hasn't been working well for you? And what would you like to see help with? And in the last family council, that issue came up.
Yes, it did come up.
So we asked them what they wanted to do about it, and each of the kids said, well, we just need to pick up our own stuff. And so if you're committing to that, that's what you're doing. And so this last month we've been trying to help the kids realize when they get home from school and they drop their backpack in the entryway, they can't expect whoever has that station or zone for the day to pick that up. And so they get reminded, they're reminding each other constantly, hey, this is your thing, come pick it up. And we just have to monitor that to make sure it doesn't turn into a fight.
Because one of our children is like the corporal.
Pizza's done.
One of our kids is like the general, and they demand, and no, you can't demand it.
Oh, I felt out of place.
Yes. But one of the things that we have encouraged the kids with the zone cleaning is that when they're cleaning the area, they can't dump that stuff into somebody else's zone and expect them to clean it. They have to put it away,
pick it up
where it belongs. So that took some time, but the zone cleaning, it's starting to finally click, you guys. It's just, it's got to get into their subconscious. It's got to get into like a normal pattern for them. Yeah, it's going to form into habit. And so it's starting to work. And this by far has been the best system that we have put in place. And we've tried many. And so far,
this one works the best for our, that we found for us and our kids.
Yeah, we learned this from your sister. She told me about how, I noticed something was on her counter, and she had the kids' names to her. I'm like, what is that? And she had created a zone cleaning for her house, and I was like, genius. And so I incorporated it and worked it into our home, and it seriously has been the best thing that we could do. Because one, it really helps them to talk to one another and like work together in a way, and it's really been the best system for us. We've done many systems before where, and I have a video down before where I would have buckets and it would say on there what to clean, and they would go all around the house and clean.
It's too much.
It was too much. It was too hard. So
that's just what focus.
Yeah. So but I'll post that video down below, and if it works for you guys, great. But this method has been the best method that we could do with our kids.
Really big one.
Yeah, this is a big one, and I really wanted to address this topic because I've seen this a lot on the channel. I can relate so much to you because of the ADHD and anxiety aspects. I am always in constant project motion to do mode, and I'm surprised, not surprised, to find that I haven't had enough expectations for my kids to consistently share and rotate the responsibilities. When I think of where we are now in our routine and where I want to be in our routine, my anxiety and ADHD take over, and I do something crazy like reorganize the garage in an afternoon rather than sitting down organizing my thoughts. I love the idea of zone cleaning and having your kiddos switch zones every Sunday. How did you go through the training?
How long it took you to feel like the training process was over?
Yeah. 2 of my children have ADHD as well, and sometimes I feel like although we laugh, play, and have fun as a family, I'm failing in areas of teaching my kids how to develop these skills. Oh my gosh, I could totally relate to you, because I have ADHD and I have anxiety, and sometimes I'm like, let's get it done, and sometimes I'm like, just whatever, you know. I'm really kind of laxed on it. I pick my battles, I guess.
No, you just lose focus, and you'd rather go clean the office or go clean a closet instead of sit down and do something else.
I know, I can't help it. I know. Deric,
shiny.
I know. And I guess that has kind of rubbed off on the kids too, in a way. But
sort of.
Deric's really good at keeping them focused, like really good, because he's focused.
Because I don't like to clean.
He's really good at keeping them focused, and just like, where I'm like, oh, I could do that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I was helping you, and it's hard. It's hard when you're dealing with attention deficit order and your mom's got it. It's kind of hard. How do you feel about that?
No, this is why we've just learned over the past couple of years to just try to roll with it and doing the stations and things. Mm-hmm. Okay, if your kids are in your house, and even when they move away and come back, because that tends to be the thing kids do now, they're always going to be learning from you on keeping house.
Yeah.
I know some of you may have kids that are just awesome and have figured out a system that where you feel it's great and your kids will learn the responsibility and they're going awesome.
Yeah.
Ours have been learning piece and piece as they go and gaining that responsibility. Just, I don't think there is a time limit to when you're done.
As long as you're teaching them something. Callie does her own laundry now.
Jonah's doing his now.
Jonah is starting to do his now, yeah. And it's just giving them that responsibility. Like on
the hardest thing is letting go.
Yes.
For you.
Yes.
Letting go, I mean, with dishes.
Yeah.
Yes, some of our kids want to do dishes, but
I know.
They don't. I got to do it right.
I know. When I watch them fill the dishwasher, it's like this inside me is like, you're doing it wrong. Like the bowls need to go the other way, and that's not where we put the cups. And it's like so hard to watch them, but you need to let them do it their way. I mean, you could show them, but they're doing it, and praise them for doing it, you know.
Just find ways to help them get small accomplishments and praise them for those small accomplishments, and they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, who was it? Was it Sheila? What was she doing? And she's like, look, Mom, I'm cleaning. And it was actually making a big mess. What was she doing?
Well, she just got a wet rag, and then she was smearing it on the windows.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, look, I'm cleaning. And the windows were
horrible. We're like, oh my gosh. And it was like, you're cleaning. Great job. Just praise them and praise your teenagers. Praise them and thank them for anything that they're doing, because they need that, like big time. I don't think I praise them enough, and I need to be praising them a lot more for anything that they're doing. Anything, even if it is to be expected of them, you know. Like Jonah kept his room clean for a few days, and he actually made his bed consistently. And I just was like, I just told him, like, you have been awesome in rocking it the last few days. Thank you. You're doing such a good job. Even if it's expected of them, you've got to praise them for it. So that way it's not making such a negative impact on them, and, you know. And so even, you know, when I went and tucked the kids into bed last night when I got home, even though they picked up 30 things in their room, the room was still a disaster. I praised them for picking up the 30 things that they did pick up. It's hard. That control as a parent, it's hard to let go, but we need to remember that they are little human beings that are learning, and how they feel about themselves is so important versus having control as a parent and having them do it and doing it the way that you want them to do it. This is something that I'm learning right now, and it's been a struggle, but also a blessing at the same time. And
Yep.
so,
But there's always going to be chaos in your house. Chaos is always there. I mean, you're just going to constantly want to make order of the chaos. And so you just want your kids to learn piece by piece over time how to create order and to like having order in the chaos. And it will...
it'll click.
It'll click.
It will. You know, it took me years. It took me like...
Still learning.
I know, moving out of my house and living with roommates, I was like, oh, wow. I'm learning. I know I'm a lot of the chaos in this house.
You in Boston and Shaylee.
When I came home from that weekend 2 weeks ago, and I started unpacking and cleaning and then like going into my normal life, the bedroom blew up really good. And I looked at Deric and went, oh, it's me. The problem is me. And he just laughed like, I love you, you know.
The first step
is admitting that you have a problem.
You have a problem.
Do you use any organizing systems in their rooms? Okay, here's a tip that I learned a long time ago. I remember when we had a toy room and kept all their toys in the toy room, and when we didn't have a toy room and we had the toys in their room, I would like paste pictures on like bins and go, okay, these things go in there. You could have a basket full of their cars and their dolls and, you know, a bin for each of that. But when they were little, we used the picture system, and it would help them know.
It worked for Callie.
It did work for Callie and Jonah, but not Boston and Shaylee. For them, it's just put your toys in the bin.
It doesn't matter what's there. They can focus long enough to do it.
So the older ones, the picture thing worked. The two younger ones, no. It just works if they just put all their toys in the bin.
And now we're letting the older ones just organize it themselves how they like it, as long as it looks good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't care how, especially Jonah. I gave him these
give them that bins and the tools they need to do it.
Yeah, and I got them from Walmart, and I gave him enough to fit in his closet, and I said, here you go. You can organize how you would like. And he was, and you know, and we encouraged him, like, maybe you could put all your sports stuff in this one, and all your Lego stuff in this one, and all your books in this one.
Ideas.
We gave him ideas, and it was like...
And they needed everything we didn't give him ideas to do.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do it himself.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
Yeah. Yep. That's his personality. It's how his
took
brain works.
Took ownership of it. So that's good.
Praised him for it.
Weekdays versus weekends?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They're pretty much the same, except for weekends. Weekdays, it's keep your station clean and clutter-free. So just do the basic maintenance.
Yeah. Even when they came home from a game late, they were
do
just
it
tidying up really quick.
Tidy it up so it looks and feels nice.
Yeah.
Weekends, we take it to the next level because they have more time. So when you do your station on Saturday for the first time in the morning, so you know we all get up and I crank Neil Diamond or Elton John or whatever.
I know, we love
just
it.
To Elvis.
Music is a huge motivator.
I crank my oldies list.
Yes, we love it.
And kids know, okay, it's cleaning time.
Yeah, when they hear Neil Diamond, they're like, it's time to clean.
They'll clean their area, but it's a deep clean.
It's a deep clean.
So it's the dusting, the
washing
the windows, the blinds,
the walls, deep cleaning, and like scrubbing the shower. Really, you know, it's a deep clean.
It's the big one.
Yeah.
And then they set it up for the next person on Sunday when they switch to start off with the clean area, just to keep maintained until they deep clean it.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference between weekdays and weekends.
Yeah.
Weekdays, straighten it up, just make it feel good and look clean. And Saturdays, take the extra time to deep clean.
Yeah. It's gonna switch up here, and then in the fall, when our school is switching up. I don't know how much info you want to give on that, but basically
they're reworking some of the day program, and so our kids will only be in school for 4 days a week.
Yeah, 4 days a week.
And so that day that they're not going to be in school during those weeks, that'll be the day that they'll do their deep cleanings. So
Saturdays, family
Saturdays
fun day.
When
yeah,
it's family fun day, fun with friends. But the big thing we try to focus on is have everything deep cleaned and done by Sunday.
Yes.
So Sunday, it's a start over day. Everything's clean. We're good to go. And there's really no chores to do. I mean, it's just a nice, relaxing day to reset ourselves and our minds and our spirits for the rest of the next week.
That's right. We answered that one when they're mouthy.
Yeah, sort of. Not necessarily if they're mouthy out of control, but I do anything from make them stand with their nose in the corner to sit in the bathroom to sit down and write a page on how you feel.
When they're mouthy.
Just all sorts of things to help, something to help them reset and let the emotions go through so they can start over.
Boston, he's always, well, I don't know, he hasn't done it lately, but when he was little and he would get so mad at us about cleaning or whatever, we would tell him to go scream in a pillow. Yeah. Oh yeah, Callie and Boston have responded to that. They go and scream in a pillow.
Or you have them do math problems. That brings their feelings and emotions back to the front of the brain, and it really throws them off when they start yelling at you. What's 2 plus 2? What? What are you talking about? Oh, it's 2 plus 2. 4. All right, let's get harder. It's 3 times 3. And you'll watch. It's really funny to see. I call it lizard brain because, anyway, they're just in fight or flight mode. But you'll notice where the functionality and thought from the back of the brain moves back into the front cognitive area of the brain, and it's funny to watch.
Trying to get 2 bipolar teenage girls to clean their room is impossible help. Yeah.
That's a hard one. I feel for you. I do.
Having kids that have any sort of disability or emotional struggles is hard, and I noticed that for us that we have to read our child in the moment and go, okay, they're in a spot right now that is super sensitive and super tricky. We need to approach this differently.
Learn the triggers.
Yeah, basically. So we've noticed that with one of our kids that like, all right, we're feeling it out. This child needs to be doing this, but they're in this state right now. Yeah, we might need to let that diffuse and then come back to it, or just approach it on a different angle.
That's hard because it's a roller coaster.
We understand that a lot. There's a lot we don't open up on the vlogs about.
Yeah, I was going to say there's
a lot we don't open up about. But any of you that are going through that with children with bipolar or emotional struggles or
learning
on that disabilities. One day we want to talk about this on a video, but
that's going to be years down the road.
I know. Right now it's very fresh for us right now and what we're going through, so we don't mention it a whole lot. But
we'll think of that one and maybe
we'll come back
see if we
to it.
can't send you a personal message on that one.
You know what? Will you send us an email? And we'll message you privately on that. And this is from Holler Mummy 4. But any of you that are going through tough times with your kids and struggles, Deric and I are very
We're aware.
We're aware, and
I'm sure many people are.
Yeah.
So
you're not alone. I just want to leave. There's so many questions, and I think we've hit most of the main points of it. Is we need, as parents, yes, we want them to respect authority, and this is something I'm struggling with, but what it comes down to is we're molding and trying to mold responsible human beings, and long as we could guide them and just show them and show them by example and lead with love, they'll catch on and they'll learn. And that's the biggest thing, is love through this whole thing. And this is what Deric and I are learning right now as parents, and struggling times, and letting go
of us and being selfless, and really putting the focus on your children and their needs. So
yeah, and it's hard, especially because we all have grown up in different circumstances and ways of growing up. He grew up completely different than the way that I grew up.
You think?
Yes. So we are definitely a merging marriage where two different personalities are coming together.
I mean, you do that your entire marriage. Yeah. You're always working on that merge.
Yeah. One thing that Deric and I are learning right now with what we're going through with the kids and struggles and things is that we need to lead with love. And sometimes you got to swallow your pride and as a parent, and let that go and lead with your heart, because it's usually the right way to do it for us. Yeah. We've noticed, and we see better things happening. And not to say that it's easy and it's hard. Being a parent is hard. Having children learn to be responsible and good people is hard. But the biggest thing that, like I said, we're learning is to lead with love. And sometimes I need to check my pride at the door, and it's hard.
It is hard. And that's why we need to be, this is why I love the social media, social media aspect and YouTube, and seeing how everybody's helping each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you still get people that, I don't know what their problems are, but we don't know everybody's life. I mean, we only show you 15 minutes a day of our life.
Yeah.
And that's a specific part that's planned to be shown.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, everybody's going through something, so we always need to
going through something.
Help each other out.
Yeah.
And so if anybody else has any ideas for helping children with any type of disorder, or just a child that's just super strong-willed, share it, because we're going to want to read it too. And always looking for something. I think that's the biggest thing with teaching your kids chores and responsibilities and discipline and everything about being a parent. Just constantly keep trying to learn and learn from others. If you see somebody that you think's doing it right, ask them, how are you doing it right? And then they'll tell you, I'm not doing it right. What are you talking about?
I know.
But you'll learn something from everybody, and then books, and there's so much out there. Just do your best.
Yeah.
And just do your best, and don't get yourself down.
Yeah. You guys are doing great. We're doing great. Parenting is a hard job and a wonderful responsibility, and I feel blessed to be a parent and have the children that we do have. It's hard.
That was my phone.
We have awesome days, and we have our hard days, and it's sometimes those hard days can drown out the good days, but we just got to remember that we lead with love, and love is what's going to pull through, and not the anger and the bitter. And we're learning that right now. And so, but good luck, parents. We're here for you. We know how hard it is. And please, let's be respectful down in the comments. Please leave any suggestions and things down below. There's a ton of questions on here. We'll revisit this and address this in vlogs and things. Lots of good topics that you guys gave us.
And if you have more questions, ask away.
Ask away, but I think this is something that we're going to continue to work on and answer, and maybe that will be our focus on this week's vlogs. Answer those questions along with what we're showing. So there's so many, there's like over 80 questions. So, but I hope that we hit some major points for you and you were able to take away something. But thank you for joining us on this Motivational Monday. I hope it was motivating in a way. It was fun to do it with Deric, and thank you, babe.
Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. you, everybody. Happy Monday to you.
You got this. You guys got this.
It's a new week.
It's a new week. Start over. Let go of all the poop that happened last week and just move forward with love. Hug your babies. They stay small. We're just a teeny bit. Still love on them. That's the important thing.
Have a good one.
Guys. Were you sneaking up here?
I
Say bye. Say toodles.
Bye, Toodles.
Come back here. Say.
I'm trying to get your phone.
You were sneaking to get
What
the
are we
phone?
supposed to say? What do we say at the end?
Toodles.
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 Toodles. Poodles.
Yeah, I said Terry.
Hey, do you want to clean now? You want to pay Candy?
It's in the stairs. You can't fall.